On February 14th, Lewis Hamilton, the seven-time Formula One champion and new Ferrari driver, gave an exclusive interview to Time magazine. On February 27th, it was published, and here are his statements. At 40 years old, Lewis Hamilton's goal is not only to win an eighth record-breaking title, solidify his status as the greatest F1 driver of all time and ending Ferrari's longest championship drought, but also fulfill a lifelong dream. His move to Scuderia, announced before the start of the 2024 season, was a shocking news to everyone. He had been at Mercedes for over a decade, helped create a more diverse work environment there, and had hoped to one day acquire a stake in the team. Hamilton, you can't stay in one place for too long. I needed to throw myself into something uncomfortable again. Honestly, I thought all my firsts were behind me. Your first car, your first accident, your first date, first day at school. The excitement I had with the idea of, this is my first time in red, the first time in Ferrari. Wow. Honestly, I've never been so excited. Some critics question Ferrari's strategy of hiring an older driver whose best days might be behind him. They wondered if Ferrari was more interested in marketing than in winning. Hamilton is still the most popular driver in F1 by far and a globally recognized cultural figure with his hand in fashion, film, and business. Additionally, younger drivers like the current four-time Red Bull champion Max Verstappen, 27, Lando Norris, 25, from McLaren, and Hamilton's new Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc, 27, could keep him away from the top of the podium. Hamilton makes it clear, old is a state of mind. Of course, your body ages, but I'll never be old. Lewis also responded to Toto Wolff's comments about his expiration date. Never compare me to anyone. I'm the first and only black driver to ever be in this sport. I'm built differently. I've been through a lot. I've had my own journey. You can't compare me to any other 40-year-old Formula One driver, past or present, in history, because they're not like me. I'm hungry, motivated. I don't have a wife or kids. I'm focused on one thing, and that's winning. That's my number one priority. He also dismissed other criticisms from the F1 community. Former F1 team owner Eddie Jordan said in a podcast in December that it was absolutely suicidal for Ferrari to take signs. I've always welcomed negativity, says Hamilton. I never, ever respond to any of the older, white men who comment on my career and what they think I should be doing. How you show up, how you present yourself, how you act slowly dispels that. Leaving Mercedes and joining Ferrari. While Hamilton was at his home in Colorado in December 2023, he received a call from Fred Vasseur, Ferrari's team principal, asking him to join the team starting in 2025. I remember hanging up the phone and, almost shaking, says Hamilton. I was like, oh my God. He told a friend who was with him about the call, and they both sat in silence on the bathroom floor, in shock. I was like, holy shit. I literally just signed with Mercedes. Breaking away from a team that felt like family wasn't an obvious decision. And he didn't have much time to decide. It was a lot to take in, and my emotions were really high, says Hamilton. So, honestly, I had to step out for a walk. Hamilton then spent a few days meditating. He was leaning toward Ferrari. My eyes were really calm and present. This is the right thing for me. When he switched from McLaren to Mercedes all those years ago, he asked for a lot of advice. Here, he confided only in a few family members and trusted friends. During negotiations, after every call with Ferrari, he jumped like a child. We're at a moment of reimagining the future, reimagining what it really means to dream, says Hamilton. I'm going to Ferrari, man, and that's the biggest dream. The day after informing Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff about his decision, Hamilton attended his annual paintball gathering with his Mercedes mechanics. When he arrived, he was too nervous to get out of the car. These are the guys I've been with for so many years, says Hamilton. He finally climbed onto a table to talk about his decision. His squad seemed understanding and supportive, but they ended up getting Lewis in paintball. It was so painful, Lewis said. At one point, he was hiding behind a barrel, shooting at the other team when he was hit from behind. A member of his own team had shot him. Crazy guy, says Hamilton. They laughed about it afterward, and managed to get through the season. No hard feelings, says Hamilton. Absolutely not. We've won so many championships. They have all the ingredients to win more titles, and they will. I have no doubt. Ferrari read. Hamilton first found himself in a Ferrari suit in the bathroom, washing his hands and looking at the mirror. I'm in red, like, wow, he says. He paused for a moment to appreciate his reflection. He liked what he saw. The suit looks so good on me, Hamilton laughs. When he sat in the Ferrari cockpit for the first time, he closed his eyes when the engine started and smiled. The vibes are different. He let them flow through his body. You just want to know what that feels like. Now he knows. It's a very, very special moment. Racism and prejudice. Lewis Hamilton is well aware that Italian sports fans haven't always been as welcoming to black athletes like him. He raced go-karts there when he was younger, starting around the age of 12, and faced racism, just as he did in England. He prefers not to go into details. I don't want to elaborate, he says, but he heard the racist chants directed at black football players in particular. I won't lie, it definitely crossed my mind when I was thinking about my decision, he says. Like in so many things, it's usually a very small group of people who set that trend for many. I don't think that will be a problem. The fight for diversity in F1, Ferrari's diversity or lack thereof, was Hamilton's most pressing concern after the murder of George Floyd in 2020. As part of the global protest movement against racial injustice, Hamilton started the Hamilton Commission to provide recommendations for greater black representation in UK motorsport. Mercedes launched its own diversity initiative in the following months and began hiring staff from underrepresented groups, including black engineers. I thought, my God, I finally have a more diverse work environment that we built over time, says Hamilton. And now I'm going back to the beginning of my time at Mercedes, where it wasn't diverse. Along with all other F1 teams, Ferrari signed a diversity and inclusion letter in November. While the new Trump administration made sure to attack diversity, Hamilton, for example, remains focused. I'm not going to change what he does or what the government does. All I can do is try to make sure that in my space, in my environment, I'm trying to uplift people, he says. There will be forces along the way that don't want that, for reasons I can't understand. That doesn't stop me. It's a fight we'll keep fighting. Hamilton is confident that Ferrari is committed to inclusion. The F1 movie. Hamilton is one of the producers of the F1 movie set to premiere in June 2025, and he's predicting box office success. It's going to surpass everything that's been done in Formula One before. Drive to Survive has been huge, but this is going to be even bigger on a global scale. I don't think we planned for it to be like an Oscar-winning movie. The goal is to make people feel good, to draw people in, to inspire people. We want you to leave the theater and think, wow, that was incredible. The future. Hamilton has no plans to slow down. What I can tell you is that retirement isn't on my radar. I could stay here until I'm 50, who knows? Hamilton believed that he and Leclerc are the strongest duo in the sport, and that Verstappen is absolutely beatable. I know exactly where the North Star is, says Hamilton. I know where I need to go. I know how to get there. It's far, and it's going to be hard to get there, but I know I have all the ingredients, all the people, an incredible team around me. So it's about how much you want it, and I can't express how much I want it. So, what do you think about Lewis' future? Will he be champion again and become the greatest of all time? Leave your thoughts below. See you on the next video.